First question, can you describe your approach to prioritizing product features and determining what goes into the product roadmap? Features come from everywhere, you know, ideas come from everywhere. Some platforms we have forms that users can fill out, or they had an issue or they had an idea and they can just pop out a form to write those. So from those, and also ideas coming from stakeholders within the company, that say the CEO or other product managers or just people in marketing, I try to put them all in a single place, hopefully like a Slack channel. And in the Slack channel, we start defining, you know, like, hey, we got this feature request or this bug. Can we on the thread start pointing out like, well, is this needed or is it not? So that's one way that I handle it. I've seen that some people put a lot of tasks without definition into their tools, you know, Trello, Basecamp, or whatever they're using, and they eventually get lost there. So I prefer to have that discussion in a communication tool as Slack. And then afterwards, as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, to prioritize, we do have a backlog on the tool, such as Jira, but we do have also the tasks that already have a good definition and were already story pointed by developers, and those are still in a backlog. So when a sprint ends, we decide, well, what do we want to focus on the next 2 weeks, right? But maybe something happened in the business. Do we still want to work on that in the next 2 weeks, or do we want to modify it accordingly? I think I have an example here that I wanted to show you. Okay, right. So in this case, we, as I mentioned, in the refinement queue are like ideas that we really want to work on. So when they already but they're missing design, or they're missing some acceptance criteria, or they're missing story pointing. So when that's done, we moved into the sprint backlog, and when the sprint is about to start, then we decide, well, from the sprint backlog, what do we want to put into the next sprint, right? So that's the way I usually handle that.